The fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are here for, you already fucking know, episode number 47 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the last episode, we found out this guy's name is fucking Ashley Graydon. And we need to go ahead and press his fourth statement here. I think. Hold it! Yeah, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it? That's right. This was the very man. Apparently, the police are... Excuse me! Yo, what the fuck is up, man? Yo, what the fuck is up? Something wrong, Inspector? Oh, well, what do you mean? The last remark by Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way. I was gonna go out and play Pokemon Go, but I want to finish this shit before tonight, so that way I have all of tomorrow to play some Pokemon Go, and then I can play some other shit, because I want to do Heart Gold and, the other Ace... I want to at least start the other Ace Attorney game tomorrow. No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilded's possessions? I'm also writing a Pokemon fanfic I made some progress on today. Having a lot of fun with it. Oh, I can't tell you something like that, Sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets? Yes, exactly. You should know all about that. Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side too. Oh, where you go with this, Van Zeeks? I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they? That's enough! Coppers like me have duties to carry out we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's property first. What's all this about? There's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zeeks here.
Well, it would appear that Inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord.
That thing happened again where I don't fucking do anything all day and I just sit and eat. Happened, I feel a little bit ill. Present the pawnbroker's ticket boxed at statement 5. Box.
Objection!
That's gonna take us to a bunch of fucking testimony, I guess. The disc was deposited at Windibanks on Magnus McGilded's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself. Drink a little water. Conjecture again, and in any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night. Objection. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true. What? Mr. McGilded had another article in pawn at Windibanks, as this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilded in Windibanks' pawnbrokery, and the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skulkin brothers!
Ugh! This is the second ticket, is it?
What had the man deposited? The article description reads, 1 small box.
Rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box?
I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did.
This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft.
It's a good point.
Indeed. The witness makes a sound argument. So that means that for some reason, this Graydon fellow needed the small box that very night, does it?
Objection!
Objection! It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord.
Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zeeks?
I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Windibank's pawnbrokery. And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it. What?
Good gracious!
Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please. Yes, sir. What prints? These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras.
These red-headed recorders again.
As previously explained using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windibank received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed once for sale once forfeited. According to the information on this ticket, McKinney's small box had been forfeited already, 2 days before the incident at 9 PM on 13th April to be precise. Which means it would have been on the shelves of the forfeited item shop in front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's at 11 PM, 15th of April. Ugh. Oh, man. Thirsty as hell.
The victim certainly had a full shop, it would appear.
And then we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident.
I see.
God fucking damn it.
So we have 2 pictures to compare, though I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache.
Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we consider the fact there's unenforceable motive in the case. We explore the possibility it shouldn't have been taken in addition to the victim's safe.
So men have already compared these prints thoroughly, Inspector?
Yes, sir. We count every single item in each of these photographic prints. And the yard's conclusion is exactly the same number are present in both. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. Ah! I don't believe it. If I could have just shown that he'd stolen McGilded's pawned box, I might have been able to break him down at last.
You know what, Bruno? I've been thinking. I wonder if these 2 photographs are really are exactly the same.
What?
Sir, counsel, in light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that in fact on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
I don't know. Could there have been a discrepancy? I gotta choose option 2, point out discrepancy. And then point to the small dark brown box in the lower right corner of either photo. There's a clear discrepancy between these 2 prints. What?
You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel.
Is it that? Is that it? Oh, it is moved. It is moved a little bit. Granted, these 2 prints are almost identical. However, there's one minor discrepancy between them. What? Did you not notice it, dumb fuck? When you view the 2 pictures stereoscopically, a single area stands out as being different, the location of this small box. Let me... Wait! Unbelievable!
By Jove, you're right! How extraordinary!
What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGilded's small box was indeed not stolen from Windibanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilded is in fact...
Yes, the very same small box I just identified in those photographic prints. Objection. Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So a box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen, which means quite simply that nothing has changed. That may be true, but... Alright, McGilded's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved change things? Changes everything. Yeah. I believe this changes everything about the case. How can that possibly be? The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at Windibanks as we speak. Objection. That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial.
The court did not uphold your objection, Lord Van Zeeks. Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once, obtain the small box in question, and bring it back here for further examination.
Shit. Shit. Shit, bro. The fuck is happening? Yo, what the fuck is happening? I'm trying not to actually read all the notes explaining what's happening in the walkthrough, because the walkthrough is really just like, it's not just telling you like press this, do that. It's like giving us like a summary of what's going on, so you know like where you're supposed to be at, which is really great. But the problem is it's like spoiling shit, so I'm trying to just read the bolded parts that tell you what to do when, like in order. But yeah, so I don't know what the fuck's happening.
We should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth.
To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing.
I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks.
This is nothing but a smokescreen. A Nipponese specialty, it would seem. What are you trying to say? My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning, that the witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place.
Exactly! It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property!
If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. So I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. Yo, fuck you.
This articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat just happened to have a small music box disc in one of its pockets, and a small box. I assure you I wouldn't accept, even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me.
Then why did you pretend like they were yours? Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know what I do.
I can't oppose a castle.
I'm tired.
The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling.
It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its arguments. To explain what possible significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have.
Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable? Are you able to show proof that your disc or the box are in any tangible way related to this case?
Well,
What's the matter, Reno? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
Yeah, of course. You and I both know that. We know McGilded's true character. We know why the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGilded's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. The defense's argument was flawed based on false information.
Oh no!
And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury.
But Ginny...
Could it be that Van Zeeks knows? He definitely fucking knows. Is that what he's doing? Is that why he's doing this now? Because he anticipated everything?
But maybe... this could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry, what do you mean, Iris?
Well, what is it that you always say, Bruno? Sooner or later, the truth comes out, every time.
Alright, the exact significance of the things that McGilded deposited at Mr. Windibanks is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could critically damage our chances of winning this case. I mean, we have to do it. We gotta let her testify. Because we're cooked if otherwise. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh, what proposal, counsel?
Well, the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGilded's small box. I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stands.
The defendant? To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windibanks by Mr. McGilded, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all. Well, well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing, in particular the impact it will have on the accused's standing, and indeed your own. I have.
Lord Van Zieks, would you care to explain that last remark?
The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself.
Very well, if you have no objection. So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Your witnesses currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
Then I shall bid you good day.
Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies.
As you wish.
Alright then, Gina, it's time. I know this will be hard, but please put your faith in me here. I want you to fucking know. I hate this game so much. This one, compared to the other games, is nowhere. Like, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast. But I'm reading the fucking thing. I'm gonna spoil it for you. I'm gonna spoil it. Press any statement you want. If you drag the pursuing tool to the right, even if you're not prompted to do so, you will see Mr. Graydon and Inspector Gregson seem to be whispering to each other, their backs turned to you. Pursue them immediately. However, when interrupted, they won't even admit they were talking to each other. The whole game, they do, because I used to, look. I would look and see if they were doing anything. And I stopped because it fucking warns you. It literally will do the bing bing blah, blah, whenever they have something to say. So I stopped looking. I would just click through it, and then I would just when I saw that move over. And you tell me now that's not how you. I would have been completely stuck.
Good luck, Reno.
I would have been completely stuck. No, fuck you for that. That's the bitchest move I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of shitty stuff in games. Fuck you for that. The articles that Mr. McGilded had deposited in Windibank's pawnbrokery. And then after that, press every statement. Oh, if I press every statement of hers and then point out Gina? Or point out Mr. Graydon? Okay. I see. Okay, so I think they're intimately related.
Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilded. The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again. The same players in that trial facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend. Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus, running along London's winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGilded. Naturally, he was the prime suspect for the murder. But as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. The murder, in fact, took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of the unsuspecting passengers. Then immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGilded died in this very courtroom in the most extraordinary of circumstances. A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on, as indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
much as it may, I recall neither the disc nor this small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade. Would you tell the court now, please, what really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean?
I don't know what to mean. I already said all of what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade, this is extremely important.
But...
Remember, little girl, if it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will lose all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose.
Jenny, don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust Rudo now. Iris, we're on your side.
If they turned this one into an anime, it would actually, like, if they made, like, a full 24-episode anime about this shit, I would actually lose my mind. This shit would be so good. This would be so good if they turned this shit into an anime. And I'm pissed that Capcom and all them have not pursued the Ace Attorney IP as hard as they should be. Because, also, as a game, these can be pretty fucking slow. But holy fuck, as an anime, would this shit actually be fire. This shit would be so good as a full-length anime, bro.
Alright then, I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina.
Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it.
I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. However, it would appear that Mr. McGill had pawned articles of this extraordinary case of the omnibus harbored secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements.
This is it then. Everything's gonna come out. Like Van Zeke said, this could bring the whole courtroom down about my ears. But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. They need to turn this shit into an anime, bro. I'm telling you. This shit needs to be an anime, bro.
Trophies, that big baker cave is in the cabinet of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I had a scream from over me head, and that pair of the roof decorated called a slops. That's when McGilly slipped a drive for some tender dude running a pawn shop runabout. He threatened me not to stitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or had.
Shit.
Good grief, this is outrageous. What have just told the court bears a misnoticing your testimony 2 months ago.
As you say, my lord.
Then there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error in McGillicud's trial. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes.
Without a doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness and of my learned friend, are entirely inexcusable.
I believe it. That trial was a farce. It was a lie. That McGilly fella's ordered the court. It's like that pickpocket. Don't forget that lawyer from the East. They were running it together.
You're wrong, the lawyer. Mr. Norado, the lawyer there. I didn't know nothing about it.
Hambach!
I didn't think so. I really expected to believe that.
It's really down to me. I don't know where I seem to get a man off scot-free.
I'm thinking we will stop. The laws have to stop.
I was wondering when they say stop and stop. Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of McGilded's pawned articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of the calamity you've just plunged yourself into, this may be well worth hearing.
Lord, fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruto!
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord.
Blimey, Mr. Naruto.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Shit. I'm gonna go back and get more water. I'm thirsty as hell. Okay. So I need to press everything. I'm gonna go speed through this shit just so we can get it done. Because we already know the truth about this shit. To be fair, you can kind of see him turn around and shit. You know what I mean? You kind of see him, so you might know, but still. Talking about money and shit. Yeah, we don't need to know all this. This is just like talking. Jesus fucking Christ, a lot. Hold on. Hold it! Oh my god. So that's the disc. We know that. Yeah, I want to get this out of the way now so that way I can just do the thing and it'll progress immediately. Actually, let me just pause and I'll do it. I want to know if this will work. Okay, thank you for somehow still being... What the fuck? I don't even know if it worked. I definitely missed something, but you know what? It's fine. I just called them out. Hold it! Let me press her now. Hopefully it doesn't make me redo all of them because I will lose my shit. That took a whole like 10 minutes. That shit has me mad as fuck. Maybe not 10 minutes. That's a little ridiculous. That's a little ridiculous. Basically, we're here. There we go. Okay, we're good.
Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, Counsel. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired in the omnibus.
It would appear on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over a price, McGilded took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point. This disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why as yet.
And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilded's coats and its contents were due to be forfeited.
I don't know what I should do without a ticket. I mean, the cave died right after his trial, I knew that.
So you decided you'd try to claim the articles as your own.
Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited, why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of his disc. Do you know why that would be?
I got a clue. Well, I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably going to sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime.
My lord! The evidence your lordship requested has been located and is ready for the court's inspection, sir.
No way. That's crazy. I love how Ryunosuke is just like hunched over like that. The mysterious little box deposited by McGilded 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind it's a key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. Probably, man. To be continued, though. That's the end of part 3. All we got is part 4, which is probably going to be long as fuck. Shit's going to be long as hell. I mean, we got to be getting close, because I'm looking at it right now. Honestly? I don't know. I mean, what am I on? This is episode 47 I'm doing right now. I mean, I feel like we can clear in 3 episodes if we focus. I feel like we can do it. We can pull it off. What am I doing? Hold on. I feel like we can pull it off. I think we can pull it off. For now, though, I'm going to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.